How you doing? And welcome to Neither Real Music. I'm Ed, and these are the basics. Today we're going to be continuing our look at the key of G and working on an F sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord, or sometimes called an F sharp half diminished. We're also going to be taking a look at an F sharp Locrian scale in open position. Before we get started, please take a moment and ring the bell so you know when your next lesson is coming. Let's get started on these new chords. So the first version of F sharp minor 7 flat 5 I'm going to show you is going to be based on something you ultimately already should know if you've practiced the other chords before this. So we're going to be building what looks like an A minor chord. So we're going to have my open A. We're going to have my second finger on my second fret of my fourth string E. Then we're going to have my third finger on my second fret of my third string A. And my first finger on my first fret of my second string C. Now what we're going to do is take our pinky and put it on our second fret of our first string F sharp. And we're going to strum all of these notes. So that's your first version of a minor 7 flat 5 chord, in this case F sharp minor 7 flat 5. Our root is on our first string. If you don't play the fifth string, you can actually turn this into a movable chord. So here is an F sharp minor 7 flat 5, my root on my first string of my second fret. Wherever I move that root to, it will be that minor 7 flat 5 chord. So if I take this note and I bring it up to my fifth fret, I will have an A minor 7 flat 5. If I move it up 2 more frets, it'll be B minor 7 flat 5. So this chord is movable. This is a very useful chord to get used to moving around the guitar. It's really common, and you will see it in a lot of jazz tunes. The next version of minor 7 flat 5, we're going to be taking our root, and instead of having it on my first string, I'm going to have it on my sixth. The way that we're going to build this other version of F sharp minor 7 flat 5 is we're going to be taking our A minor chord, but building it in a slightly different fashion. So to build this whole chord, you're going to take your second finger and put it on your second fret of your sixth string. So that's our new root note, F sharp. You're going to use the skin of your finger to touch your fifth string, but it shouldn't make a sound, it should mute. From here, I'm going to use my third finger on my second fret of my fourth string, E. After that, I will be using my fourth finger in my second fret, A. And I'm going to be using my first finger still on my first fret of my second string, C. And just like I did with my second finger muting the fifth string, I'm going to use my first finger to mute the fourth string. So this is a little complicated, and it might take a little bit of time to build this version of the chord. However, this version is a lot more common than just about any of the other ones that I can show you. So you'll have two different versions to choose from. You'll have one where the root is on your first string and it's a higher version of the chord, or one where your root is on your sixth string and it's a lower version of the chord. The root on sixth string usually drives the chord change a little bit harder. This is a great chord to push yourself back to a tonic chord. In this case, this F sharp would like to go to G or E minor, just making a really nice sound and a really nice push in that direction. So F sharp minor 7 flat 5 high, root on first, F sharp minor 7 flat 5 low, root on 6th. Now what we're going to do is take a look at our F sharp Locrian scale in open position. Remember that each one of your fingers is kind of locked into a fret, and they really shouldn't move around. So you shouldn't find that your first finger is playing much of anything in your second fret when you're playing individual notes like scales and individual note patterns and melodies. Chords can break this rule. First, we're going to start with my second finger on my second fret of my 6th string F sharp. Next will be third finger, 3rd fret, 6th string G. Move down a string, 5th string, no fingers, A. Second finger, 2nd fret, 5th string, B. Third finger, 3rd fret, 5th string, C. Move down a string again, 4th string, no fingers, D. Second finger, 2nd fret, 4th string, E. And last, 4th finger, 4th fret, 4th string, F sharp. So let's take a look at that one more time. F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. This scale should feel like it wants to keep going. That's the cool thing about Locrian scales, is it allows you an opportunity to keep pushing forward. Now what we're going to do, as usual, is take a look at this part of the scale with a little time and a tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's look at that with a tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we're going to do is continue on to the higher octave of this F sharp Locrian scale. And that's going to start with my 4th finger on my 4th fret of my 4th string, F sharp again. Next we're going to move down a string to your 3rd string, no fingers, G. Second finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string, A. Move down a string, no fingers, B. First finger, 1st fret, 2nd string, C. Third finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string, D. Move down a string, 1st string, no fingers, E. And last will be your 2nd fret of your 1st string, F sharp. So let's take a look at that again, starting with my 4th finger, 4th fret, 4th string, F sharp. F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. Let's take a look at this second octave with time and a tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now with the tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we're going to be doing is putting those two octaves together. We're going to be starting with my F sharp on my 2nd fret, 6th string, and ending with my F sharp on my 2nd fret, 1st string. It should sound like this. F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. All we're doing is taking the two ideas and combining them, one right after the other. Let's take a look at this with a little time and a tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's try that with a tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we're going to do is take a look at those ideas traveling backwards, descending. So we're going to be starting with my F sharp on my 2nd fret of my 1st string. So F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp. We're following the same pattern that we created ascending, just going backwards, so your fingers don't change. They just go in the opposite direction. So let's take a look at that one more time, descending. F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp. Let's take a look at that with time and a tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's try that with a tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. From here, we're going to take a look at our lower octave descending. We're going to be starting with my 4th finger on my 4th fret of my 4th string, F sharp. So F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp. Once again, all we're doing is taking the pattern that we learned ascending and doing it in reverse. 4th finger, 4th fret, 4th string, F sharp. F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp. Now we're going to try playing that pattern with some time and a tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's try that with a tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember that if you find any of these sections confusing, you can hit pause, you can go back, and you could try playing each one of these patterns with the tab or with just watching my fingers and trying to keep up and staying on time. If you find that difficult, pause on any one of the tab sections and turn your own metronome on and try to follow along and play at the speed that is most comfortable for you. Now we're going to take our 2 octaves and we're going to play them ascending and descending, and we're going to be stopping on our high F sharp 2 times to end and start the pattern. That idea will sound like this. F sharp, G, A, B, C, So let's put some time and a tab and wrap up this F sharp Locrian open scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's check that out with some tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you learn a chord and a scale that corresponds to it, remember that if you are playing a solo for a song and you see that chord coming up, the corresponding scale is usually one of the best choices of notes to work over that chord. So when you learn each thing individual, it may seem a little disconnected and you may ask, what's the point of learning it this way? Well, as you start to learn songs and apply this idea, you're going to see that it is much easier to develop a really nice sounding solo or dissect someone else's really nice sounding solo. If you enjoy lessons like this, remember to subscribe and ring the bell. I am growing this channel, so every subscription helps tremendously. If you really enjoy ideas like this and would like to know more, please consider joining my Patreon. There you will find more in-depth exercises where we use these in chord patterns that are very common and you could practice your scales and solos. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Compliments are nice, but questions let me know that you're working on these things. Good luck and good practice.